Here is the next question. So problem number 7 is an assignment problem. So I have sent it in the IPOMO. And problem number 8 coming on to next. Jyoti Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 31st March 2015, on which date the position of the company was as follows. So they say 2000 preference share of rupees 10 each, and then 50, that is 5000 A equity share of rupees 10 each, rupees 9 paid up. So for rupees 10 each share there is a 5000 A equity share, rupees 10 each value of each share, but the equity shareholders has paid only 9 rupees 10. Next 5000 B equity share of rupees 10 each, rupees 8 paid up. So 5000 B equity share was there and the value of each share is 10 rupee, and the equity shareholders has paid only 8 rupees, and 2 is still they are not given as calls in arrears or something. So under the article of association, the preference shares have priority as to the repayment of capital over the equity shares. So before paying equity shareholders, while preparing a liquidator's final statement, before payment of equity shareholders, we are supposed to pay for a equity shareholders. Fixed assets realized at 18,000, current assets realized at 10,000. Next, liquidators called on 5000 B equity shareholders to pay rupee 1, which was duly paid except on 200 shares which was irrecoverable. So at the time of liquidation, the liquidator made a call for 5000 B equity shareholders. So for rupee 1, rupee 2 was arrears. So here he made for call for rupee 1 only. So even in this 5000 equity shareholders, 200 shareholders have 200 shares have not been recovered. That is it has not been recovered only. So 500 shares, 5000 shares, 200 shares is irrecoverable only. That is 5000 minus 200. So that is 4000 equity shareholders have been paid, and remaining this 2000 equity shareholders has not been, that is 200 equity shareholders have not been paid. So next, the cost of liquidation amounted to 1650, preferential creditors 1000, secured creditors 1000, unsecured creditors 6000. So here you can see for secured creditors, they are not given in the question any kind, they are not given is there a security for him or not. So if nothing is given, we are supposed to make a payment for that person. So next, the liquidator remuneration is 12% on the amount paid to secured and unsecured creditors. So here in the previous semester we will be paying only up to the unsecured creditors or up to the preferential creditors, but this liquidator remuneration in this problem we are supposed to pay on the amount available for secured and unsecured creditors both. And nothing is given regarding preference share creditors, is it included or excluded, means we are supposed to take preference share creditor is considered as unsecured creditors, and we are supposed to include that also for the purpose of paying liquidators remuneration. So next, coming on to the what are not they are given 2000 preference share of 10 each, 5000 A equity share of 10 each, rupees 9 paid, 5000 B equity share of rupees 10 each paid, then assets realized. Here the calls, so the calls on shares. So here what are the 5000 B equity shareholders for 1 rupees, he had made a call for rupee 1 on 5000 B equity shareholders, but 200 shares were irrecoverable. So 5000 minus 200, that is irrecoverable, that is only 4800 shares has been paid. So what is the value of each share, or for how much the calls has been made? For 1. So 4800 is calls on shares. So here preferential creditors 1000, secured and unsecured creditors. So here is the remuneration 12% on the amount payable to secured and unsecured creditors. This I will be saying you later. So next, coming on to the solution. So Jyoti Company Limited liquidators final statement of accounts. So I will be writing first on the asset side, right? So fixed assets realized, see 18,000, current assets 10,000. So I have written it, and also calls on share will be written on the receipt side. You can see it, the calls on share is written on the receipt side of the liquidator's final statement. Yes, done here, written there. It is written, and calculation is also shown in the adjustment itself. So next coming on to the credit side, so sorry, that is on the payment side. So on the payment side, first we will be paying for secured creditors. In the previous sem and all, the secured creditors would have taken the machinery, lands or something, they had a security for that, so they were taking that, so we were not recording anything here. So in this sum they are not given what is the securities for that person, so they will be paying that, payment will be made. Next, liquidation expenses done. So next is liquidators remuneration, 12% on the amount to be paid to the secured creditors, unsecured creditors and including preferential creditors. So this I will be saying. So debentures, no debentures. And one more thing, as I said earlier, in the question if nothing has been mentioned regarding if the preferential creditor should be taken or not taken. So in this question they are not given it should be included or not, it should be included or excluded. So at that time what we will be considering, the preferential creditors is also the unsecured creditors. So coming on to this liquidators remuneration. So first what they are given, so in the question they says that the liquidation remuneration should be including secured and unsecured creditors. So for the purpose of remuneration I will be writing first 1000, done, 1000 I have written. So next year you are supposed to see is the amount available for the payment. Now remaining amount is what is the amount available for unsecured creditors. So total receipts is 32,800, total receipts is 32,800 minus, first we paid 1000 rupees for secured creditors minus 1655 for this liquidators remuneration, and this is yet to be paid, and this preferential creditors is also considered as the unsecured creditors. So out of this 32,800 we have only paid this two. So now the value remaining is 30,145. So with this value what and all we should pay the unsecured creditors also and preferential creditors also. The value available is sufficient, right? The value which is available is sufficient, that is 30,145, but the value payable for the unsecured creditor is 6,000 and 1,000 for preferential creditors. So there is more amount only, we have the sufficient value. So if there is a sufficient value means the problem that the formula for calculating the liquidators remuneration is simple, amount available multiplied by rate of commission. So on what and all the liquidators remuneration is paid, on secured creditors, on preferential creditors, on unsecured creditors. So on 12% on this 3 is 960. So we paid 960 rupees, sorry, we paid 960 rupees for remuneration, done. Next coming on to, we will be paying the preferential creditors and unsecured creditors also, the amount is sufficient. So out of this 32,000 now we paid until this unsecured creditors, minus 1000 minus 6,000. So still we have, so in this 32,800 we paid 1,000 rupees for secured creditors and 1,665 for that is liquidators expenses, and then remuneration as 960 we paid, and then 1,000 as preferential creditors and 6,000 as unsecured creditors. So still we have 22,185 is remaining, right? So we have 22,185 rupees yet, right? We have 22,185 rupees. So now what we will be doing there? So we still the amount is remaining after paying this unsecured creditors also, the amount is remaining, right? So with that remaining amount we can pay for the equity, that is preference shareholders. So called under article of association, the preference shareholders have the preferential right, that is priority for the repayment over the equity shareholders. Even in this format also we will be paying the preference shareholders before that. So there is no calls in advance, there is no calls arrears of dividends also. Next we will be going for preference shareholders payment. So what is the value of preference shareholders? 2,000 shares of 10 each. So 2,000 shares of 10 each, 2,000 multiplied by 10, that is 20,000 we paid. So any remaining value we will be paying for equity shareholders. So the value of equity share, we have two kinds of equity shares. So this is so much for the company to pay, so they don't have so much of value. In this value, remaining value, we will be paying 20,000 for preference shareholders, any value remaining will be paid for the equity shareholders. Done. So this is all about the problem number 8. So next, coming on to problem number 9. So here is the next problem. A company went into voluntary liquidation with the following item liabilities: trade creditors and bank overdraft 12,000 and 20,000. So these both are unsecured creditors. So for trade creditors and bank overdraft, they will be not giving any kind of security, so it is considered as unsecured creditors. Next we have, that is 10,000 preference shares of 10 each, 7 called up. So here only 7 rupees is called up. With the priority right means it will be paid before the equity shareholders, that is 70,000. 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 9 per paid up. So here 10,000 equity share of 10 each, rupees 9 paid up, value is 90,000, and here they are also given, they are made a calls also. So there the calls that has been made is 2,000 rupees. So that is 88,000. Next is calls received in anticipation of calls. So the money cash, the cash has been received in earlier itself, saying that the money will be afterwards will be making a call, that is calls in advance. The money is already received, so now we are supposed to pay back that person, right? We have received the money, we are at the case of liquidation, so now we will not be making any call further. So what we will be doing, these calls in advances need to be paid. So that is on preference share 24,000, on ordinary share 4,000, 28,000 need to be paid. The assets realized were 2 lakhs, liquidation expenses is 2,000, remuneration is 3,000. Prepare liquidators final statement of accounts. So here there is no need for calculating remuneration, they are given the remuneration. So I'll be saying how to do this, but you are supposed to try doing with the liquidators final statement. See, so here according to the question and this of liquidators final statement, I'll be saying, do we have cash in hand in this problem? No, we don't have cash in hand, and also cash at bank will not be writing. And then in the question, the assets realized has been given. Yes, assets realized as, that is 2 lakh rupees, will be writing assets realized 2 lakh on the receipt side. Next, what is there in the receipt side? So in the receipt side, surplus if any from the secured creditors. There is no secured creditors also, there is no need for paying that also. That there is no secured creditors, no surplus from secured creditors. Calls in arrears. Yes, in the question there is a calls in arrears. The calls has been made. The calls has been made. So 2,000 worth of call has been made. It is assumed that the value which have been made is received. The calls in arrears value has been received, 2,000 rupees. And then calls on shares, amount received from calls on shares. The question doesn't specifically says that the liquidators are made a call for any kind of equity or preference shareholders. So nothing in calls on shares. So coming on to the payment side, secured creditors, there is no secured creditors. Liquidation expenses, yes, there is a liquidation expenses of 2,000, will be writing that. Remuneration, that is given already, 3,000. Next coming on to debentures, there is no debentures in the question. So next is preferential creditors. According to this, what is there? Preferential creditors, there is no preferential creditors. Unsecured creditors, yes, there is unsecured creditors in the question. The 2 unsecured creditors will be paying for them. So after that, you are supposed to see is the amount remaining for paying further for the unsecured creditors. So if it is remaining, we will be paying for unsecured creditors also. And then if the amount is sufficient for pay, after, even if the balance is there after paying for unsecured creditors, we will be going on next for the payment if calls in advance. So there is a calls in advance, right? So you are supposed to pay for that. We have received the value in advance. So now the company is at the liquidation stage, so we are supposed to pay back that value. We have received the calls in advance value, so now we will be paying the calls in advance on the payment side. So even after, if the any amount is remaining, you will go for calls in arrears of dividend. So there is no arrears of dividend. Next, what happens? Preference shares. Do the question have preference share? Yes, there is a preference share in the question. So that is worth of 70,000. You will see what is the value of preference shareholders and you will be writing. So if here the value of preference shareholders is 70,000. If the amount available is 60,000, means you will write it balance in figure here, let's say, and here only, and you will write 60,000. So even after paying this preference shareholders, if there is any kind of value remaining, So you will be further paying for the equity shareholders. So finally, even if the equity shares here, the equity shareholders value is 80,000, that is 90,000. So even if the value is 1 lakh rupees also, you will be completely paying for equity shareholders. Even the value is 1,000 also, you will be paying for equity shareholders. Even if it is surplus or even if it is deficit, you will be paying whatever the value remaining for the equity shareholders. So solve with this 9th problem. Okay, thank you.